Columbus State and Georgia Regents University set to go head-to-head here on Cougar Sports TV inside the Lumpkin Center in Columbus, Georgia. Glad you're with us wherever you may be. Stephen Williams here with you as we get set for Lady Cougar Volleyball inside the Lumpkin Center on the campus of Columbus State University. The Lady Cougars, winners of 3 straight, and they own a 3-0 sweep of Georgia Regents University a month ago in Augusta, winning 3 sets in Augusta, very quickly dispatching the Jaguars of Georgia Regents University. The Lady Cougars hoping not to have to go to 5 sets today. They've done so in 4 straight matches, 3 of those wins, and 6 of the last 7 matches. So Casey Cornett's bunch hopes to make brisk work of this afternoon, but a tough task at hand in doing so. The Lady Cougars in their Navy uniforms, all Navy with the white numerals and the red trim. Starting this way, it'll be Katie Poole along with Megan Frame, Cheyenne Swinson, Erica Geljanite, Kirsten Smith, Caitlin Tatum, and then their libero, who will be wearing the white jersey, will be Caitlin Merritt. On the opposite side for Georgia Regents, it'll be Paige Tuttle, Maggie Darling, Chandler Mass, Kristen Koch, Leslie Barnett, Jenna Keeler, and then their libero, who will be wearing the Navy jersey, Catherine DeSylvester for Sharon Bonaventure's Jaguars of Georgia Regents University. The Lady Cougars on the left of your screen as you're looking at it. Georgia Regents in the white. On the right, Lady Cougar with the opening serve. It'll be Erica Geljanite, who will get us started on this Saturday afternoon. Immediately, a ball handling error called against Georgia Regents, and the opening point belongs to the Lady Cougars. CSU, a 5-set match last night against Georgia College, dropped the first and the third sets before winning 2, 4, and 5 to get the victory. They'll set it up this time, the first attack of the game for Kristen Koch. On the opposite side, it's Katie Poole, has her attack blocked and out of bounds. It'll belong again to CSU. Katie Poole, who came on strong in the last 2 sets last night, finished the match with 18 kills as the game leader, averages 16 per Peach Belt Conference match with her first. 2-0, Lady Cougars, and a free ball coming over from DeSylvester. Smith will quick set it up for Megan Frame, and the freshman from Sylvania, Ohio, finishes it off right down the center. Megan Frame has been so good of late for the Lady Cougars, had 8 kills last night, hit up over 400 in the victory. Lady Cougars with the first 3 points, and Geljanite gives a free one to Georgia Regents as the serve goes into the net. This Georgia Regents team struggling a bit this season as Kristen Koch steps back to serve for the first time. Smith sets it up for Frame again, and Frame on the tip has another kill. Georgia Regents comes into the afternoon 6-16 for the year. They're 1-10 in conference play. They're coming off a loss last night on the road at Montevallo in 4 sets. Megan Frame on the serve. They'll set it up. Darling will hit it over. And Kirsten Smith doesn't handle it well. It goes off her hands and falls. It's 4-2, Columbus State in front by 2. Columbus State winners of its last 3. Up to 14-7 overall. They're now in 5th place in the Peach Belt Conference at 6-4. Smith will set it up. Geljanite from behind the 10-foot line. Strong attack, and Georgia Regents can't make a play on it. Erica Geljanite, who has been very strong this season for CSU, earns her first kill. Erica last night picking up her 8th consecutive double-double and her 9th consecutive match with 10 or more kills. Emily Veeman subs into the game, and she serves. The attack, too strong, and they're going to say it was tipped, actually, against CSU's Erica Geljanite. Ball was headed for the back line, would have been close, but the touch gives it back into the hands of Georgia Regents on a side out. It was Paige Tuttle that picked up the kill for the Jaguars. They'll set it back for Katie Poole, and Poole earns the kill for the Lady Cougars. Michaela Honigel, who just checked in for Georgia Regents, had that one deflect off her hands. It's 6-3, CSU doubling them up early in this first set. Katie Poole on the serve, serves it into the net. So the Lady Cougars with a couple of early service errors here in this first set. Last night, the Lady Cougars scored the opening 4 points of the match, then surrendered a 10-2 run to Georgia College and fell behind and put themselves in a hole they couldn't dig out, falling in the opening set. Geljanite will swing off the tape, and Georgia Regents can't get it over on its third touch. CSU with another kill. Erica Geljanite with her second. Lady Cougars dropped the opening set last night, 25-21. Fell behind after losing the third set, and actually trailed in the fourth before coming from behind to take the match in 5 sets. The dig goes to the net. The punch over is blocked. Chandler Mass tried to punch it over. Megan Frame having none of that. Taylor Ray, the freshman from Columbus, Georgia, into the game, serving now. 8-4, CSU in front. The set right at the net, tipped over by Koch. They'll set it up for Geljanite, and Erica with her third kill. Right into the teeth of the block that time, and down on the Georgia Regents side, and now Sharon Bonaventure wants to take a time out. CSU on the board first, 9-4. They lead it in this opening set. The Lady Cougars have been the masters of 5-set matches here in the last few weeks. We talked with Casey Cornett about it last night, and you have to wonder at what point, if at all, does fatigue potentially start to set in. The Lady Cougars have played 5 sets now in 6 of their last 7 matches, including 4 consecutive. So they're in a stretch now where they've been pushed to the limit 6 of the last 7 times. So they're trying to avoid that this afternoon. Not happy with how it went last night. They felt they should have gotten out of here quicker than 5, but it didn't work for them. They were pushed all the way to 5. They have a decent record in 5-set matches now this season. They're 6-2 overall when it goes to a 5th set, but they would love to avoid having to do so today and be able to finish this one off a little sooner than that and give some of their players a little extra rest. 9-4, Columbus State leads it coming out of the timeout. Taylor Ray still on serve for CSU. Mass will set it up. Koch on the swing and the block for CSU. Geljanite and Frame teaming up for the block that time for the Lady Cougars, and it's 10-4. CSU handled Georgia Regents in a clean sweep in Augusta a month ago, and CSU handing them another point on a service error as Ray's serve that time goes long. So 3 of the 5 points for GRU belong off service errors from the Lady Cougars. Caitlin Merritt comes back in as Taylor Ray sits down. It's Paige Tuttle that will serve for the Jaguars. They'll set it up. Geljanite will swing again. That one's dug into the air and running into the table on the far side. That time was Michaela Honigel. Crashes into the table. Can't get to the ball. And it's another kill for Erica Geljanite, who now has 4. She had a strong first set yesterday. Was the game leader for the majority of the match before Katie Poole came on strong at the end. Kirsten Smith on the serve for CSU. The attack is dug by Poole. Swinson will swing for the first time, dug up by Darling. They set it up for Koch, and they're not going to allow Koch to get a swing off. A double touch called a ball handling error against Chandler Mass, the setter from Calvert County, Maryland. 12-5, Columbus State pulling away in set number 1. Kirsten Smith still on the serve. Mass will set it up in the center. The attack that time by Barnett was dug by Merritt. Geljanite with the tap. And they're going to say an error coming up against Georgia Regents that time. Gives it back to CSU at 13-5. So the Lady Cougars on a 7-1 run as Smith serves it over again. The back set for Koch on the tip. Katie Poole got into the air, as did Kirsten Smith, but no one could get it away from the net, and it falls for a Georgia Regents point. Koch with the soft tip earns the kill. Just the second or the third kill of the match for Georgia Regents so far. Chandler Mass will serve for the Jaguars, and it'll result in a free ball off the hands of Katie Poole. Mass will set it up, and the kill is good for Jenna Keeler. The senior right side hitter from Plantation, Florida, on the board now. 4 kills for the Jaguars. 13-7. Columbus State's lead narrowed to 6. And another free ball coming over from Cheyenne Swinson. They'll set up Koch from the left side, and CSU is going to be called for the blocking error. Blocking error called that time on Megan Frame. Gives it back to Georgia Regents at 13-8. The serve that time by Mass out wide right. A service error for Georgia Regents. Puts it back in the hands of CSU on a side out at 14-8. Erica Geljanite stepping back to the service line for the second time for CSU. And again, the Lady Cougars with another service error, their 4th of this first set. Casey Cornett going with personnel changes in the last 2 days. Generally makes 2 for 2 subs with Ivana Kazic and an outside hitter. Didn't do so last night and not doing so again today. CSU can't get it over on the third touch that time. And it gives Georgia Regents another point. And the Jaguars, now on a 5-1 run of their own, have pulled within 4. Koch on serve. Smith will set it up for Swinson. Off the block and dug by Koch. They'll set it up for Keeler. Keeler goes cross court, lands it inside the left sideline. It's a 6-1 run. (14-11). Koch serving again from the far left side. Smith will set it up. Poole. Long on the attack. CSU looking for the tip. No tip called. And Georgia Regents is close to within 2. So CSU pulling away from them just a moment ago at 13-6, a 7-point edge. It's down to 2 now. Smith sets up Swinson. And Cheyenne with the kill. Off of Koch and then off of our line judge in the corner. Moves it to a 15-12 match. Megan Frame serving for the Lady Cougars. And an ace for CSU. Megan Frame with one that was unable to be handled that time. A service ace for the Lady Cougars. They lead the conference in that department. Frame with another good serve just over the net. Mass sets it up. The attack dug by Smith. Poole on the swing. Koch gets it in the air. And a free one for CSU. Smith will quick set it for Swinson. It's dug up that time by Keeler. The attack by Darling, dug, and now Poole will swing. Cross court. Koch got it on the slide. Keeler on the attack again, and that one will work. Cheyenne Swinson got the left hand on it, but couldn't get it high enough in the air to keep it alive. Keeler again on the kill. It's her 3rd now. 16-13, Columbus State in front. DeSylvester on the serve. Smith will back set it for Swinson. Off the block. And it's a point for the Lady Cougars. Cheyenne Swinson earning the kill that time for CSU. That's her 2nd. Lady Cougars by 4, and Emily Veman, the freshman from Augusta, Georgia, will sub back in. She'll do the serving for CSU. Serve into the back corner. Mass sets it up. The swing by Keeler, dug on a dime by Geljanite. Poole with the swing. Tipped at the net, and it falls 18-13. Katie Poole, one of the top attackers in the Peach Belt Conference, with a big swing that time. Veman again with the serve into the net. A service error against CSU. 18-14. Lady Cougars in front by 4. Keeler will come off for Georgia Regents. It's Honigel that will sub in, and she will serve for the Jaguars. Merritt on the dig. They set it up quick for Tatum, and Tatum out wide to the right. Just off the mark on the right sideline. 18-15, three-point first set. The dig goes over the net. Koch with the swing. They'll set it up for Poole right at the net on the left side, and the block hit off the antenna. Poole on the serve for CSU, and another one into the net. By my count, the Lady Cougars with 6 of those already here in this first set, struggling with their serves. 19-16, keeping Georgia Regents around in this first set. Serve that time off the hands of Darling, out wide left, so the sides exchanging errors from the service line. CSU will send a couple of subs in. Tatum will come off, as will Merritt. Taylor Ray and Megan Frame will come in. Frame to the front line. Ray will back up, and she will serve. 20-16, a 4-point match here in the first set. They'll set it up. Darling from the back line rolls it over. Smith cross sets for Geljanite, and the kill for Erica Geljanite, her 6th. 21-16, CSU up 5 now, 4 points away from a first set win. Ray again on the serve for CSU. Darling sets it up, hit over by Koch, and a good attack, put it in the right spot. Veman couldn't get to it, and it goes down as a kill for Georgia Regents. 21-17. Merritt returns to the court. Taylor Ray comes off. Paige Tuttle, the junior, back serving. Smith on the attack that time, and with the left hand, earns the applause that time of Casey Cornett. Kirsten Smith, the last 2 nights, has been a little bit more aggressive on the attacking side of things. And that time it worked for the junior from Port Charlotte, Florida, and she'll now go to serve. Dug by DeSylvester. They'll set it up, but the set goes over the net and out of bounds. So CSU within 2 points of a first set win, and we've got another timeout on the floor. Georgia Regents using its second and final timeout of the opening set, as they are down to their final potential 2 points of this first set. Fans, you can stay connected up to the minute with Columbus State Athletics on Twitter. Follow at CSU Cougars for all of your news and information surrounding Cougar Athletics, and follow the individual sport Twitter handles for in-game updates. For Cougar Volleyball, you can follow at CSU Cougars WVB. Be sure to use the hashtag GoCSU to connect with the rest of Cougar Nation. Make sure you're following CSU Cougars on Twitter tomorrow. Lady Cougar soccer team, the 7th-ranked team in the country, a big-time showdown for them in Peach Belt Conference action. They are on the road in Morrow, Georgia tomorrow to take on Clayton State. The top 2 teams inside the Peach Belt Conference go head-to-head at Clayton State tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern Time. The kick from Morrow, the only 2 teams that are still unbeaten in Peach Belt Conference action, so big-time matchup tomorrow for Jay Intlich's club. Yesterday, they got a 2-1 victory over Valdosta State, an in-state rival for them, handing the Blazers of VSU just their 2nd loss of the season. Taylor Marks with a late goal in the final 10 minutes gave CSU the win. 23-17, Columbus State in front. Smith will set it up. Geljanite will swing, and the attack is just long over the end line. And Georgia Regents within 5 now at 23-18. Back to serve, Chandler Mass for Georgia Regents. CSU will back away from it right in the center, let it go long, and CSU now on set point. CSU will have 6 set points to finish this one off. 24-18, Erica Geljanite will have first crack at it. Mass will set it up. Keeler from the left side, dug by Geljanite. Smith sets it up. Poole from the 10-foot line. They keep it in the air, but not for long in the opening set. Belongs to CSU, 25-18. The Lady Cougars on the board first here in Columbus, Georgia on this Saturday afternoon. So already off to a better start than they were yesterday. They fell yesterday in action, 25-21 in the opening set. Today, a successful first set for the Lady Cougars at 25-18 as they are off and running on this Saturday afternoon inside the Lumpkin Center. Let's take a look at what the schedule looks like from the Lady Cougars as they move forward. Their 6 games in 7 stretch at home finishes up on Tuesday night. Montevallo will be the team that is in town on Tuesday. The Lady Cougars dropped a match to the Falcons back in September on the road in 5 sets. They'll try to avenge that loss on Tuesday night here in this building. That match will start at 7 o'clock inside the Lumpkin Center. And then immediately following that, we'll have Cougar Madness in here. We'll tell you about that a little bit later. But 7 o'clock on Tuesday right here on Cougar Sports TV in the Lumpkin Center. Montevallo is in town. Then on the 29th, they'll have a week off before traveling in a midweek matchup to Rome, Georgia, where they will take on Shorter in out-of-conference play. Then on November 1st, they'll get back into conference play, kick off the month of November with arguably the toughest road trip they have to make this season as they go to St. Augustine, Florida to take on Flagler, and the next day they will be on the road at Armstrong. And coming into the day, Armstrong undefeated in Peach Belt Conference play, and Flagler right up there near the top of the Peach Belt Conference standings as well. So a tough road trip coming up for them when they kick off the month of November. But still a lot to be decided before that happens as they've got to get through Georgia Regents today, and then they got to get through Montevallo, a program that's having a lot of success this season. Tuesday night, they will be in here. Some of your first set numbers from the Lumpkin Center. The Lady Cougars with 17 kills in that first set. They hit 538 as a team in set number 1, a huge number for the Lady Cougars. 17 kills with Erica Geljanite leading the way. She had 6 of them. Katie Poole with 5. Megan Frame was 3 for 3 in kills in that first set. 8 kills on the opposite side for Georgia Regents, 3 apiece for Kristen Koch and Jenna Keeler. 7 assists out of 8 for Georgia Regents belong to Chandler Mass. On the opposite side, it's the same way. 15 of 16 belong to Kirsten Smith. Defensively for CSU, they're spreading it out. 11 digs, nobody with more than 2. On the other side, just 6 digs for Georgia Regents. 3 of those belonging to Kristen Koch, the libero. D. Sylvester with none in that opening set. So Columbus State takes the first set, and they'll line up like this as they get set to start set number 2. It's the same 6 and the libero. Swinson, Geljanite, Frame, Smith, Poole, and Tatum with Caitlin Merritt, the libero for Georgia Regents. It's Barnett along with Honigel, Maggie Darling out there along with Koch, Mass, and Tuttle. And then the libero D. Sylvester. So Honigel getting the start in this second set in place of Jenna Keeler. The sides switch ends of the court. Georgia Regents in the white on the left side of your screen now. We'll have the opening serve. The Lady Cougars in the navy blue on the right side. It's Maggie Darling that will start us off in this second set. Kirsten Smith goes on the attack for CSU instantly, and the attack is long with the left hand. Casey Cornett loves that play. Every time Kirsten Smith goes after it, you see the excitement and enjoyment on her face, even when it goes long. The serve that time by Darling will even us up because it's too far. It goes over the end line, and it's 1-1. Kirsten Smith, one of the top servers in the Peach Belt Conference, will serve first for the Lady Cougars in the second set. Mass will set it up for Tuttle, and Tuttle has the kill, her second of the contest, as Paige Tuttle swings, hits it off the block, and earns the point. Georgia Regents in front 2-1, and Tuttle will serve. Barnett into the game as D. Sylvester sits down for the point. Smith back sets it, and Megan Frame, perfect no longer in attacking in the match as she sends that one long with the right hand. It's 3-1, Jaguars in front. Tuttle again on the serve. Into the center, Katie Poole with the dig. They'll set it up for Geljanite from the left side, and Erica Geljanite earns the kill, her 7th. She continues to run up big attacking numbers over the course of this season. CSU's leading attacker. Geljanite on the serve. Mass sets it up for Darling from the 10-foot line. Merritt the dig. Smith sets it up. Katie Poole swings. Good dig that time by D. Sylvester. This is Koch. And Koch, long. Tried attacking from the 10-foot line. It goes long. And the Lady Cougars have leveled it up at 3 apiece. Geljanite to serve again for CSU. 3-all in the second set. That serve lands on the back line. Georgia Regents thinking it was headed long, got out of the way, lands on the back line, an ace for Erica Geljanite. Lady Cougars' second ace of the match. They average a little over 2 per set coming into the day. They've also struggled with that, though. Another service error for the Lady Cougars. That's 7 of them for them in the match so far, and we're tied at 4. Honigel comes out, Keeler in on the front line. Mass on the serve. Smith sets it up for Megan Frame, and that one into the net. The attack by Frame results in an error, and it's 5-4 GRU. Smith with the set for Poole. Poole with the smash, but a double touch called against Kirsten Smith. Ball handling error on the Lady Cougars setter, and Georgia Regents in front by 2 at 6-4. Lady Cougars swept Georgia Regents in the only matchup this season, up 1-0 here so far. Katie Poole off the block, kept in the air by Mass. D. Sylvester sets it up, the roll by Koch, and the top spin finds the back corner. Strong play that time for the junior from Niceville, Florida. 7-4, Jaguars. Mass, the junior, again serving. So the dig goes over the net, and it's killed down by Leslie Barnett. Barnett, the sophomore, from right here in Georgia with the kill. That's her first of the match, and it's 8-4. Georgia Regents in front. Mass again. Smith sets it up. Katie Poole on the attack, dug by D. Sylvester. The set for Koch, tipped over. Smith gets to it. Merritt will set it up this time for Poole. Off the block and dug by Darling. Set up for Keeler, cross court. Swinson's dig goes over the net, and it's killed by Koch, and it's 9-4. Georgia Regents in front. As that serve will give it back on a side out to CSU, out wide. Wide to the right, 9-5. Megan Frame serving for the Lady Cougars. They'll set it up. Darling from the back line goes into the net. Megan Frame will serve again at 9-6. It's tapped over the net that time and killed down. Caitlin Tatum on the kill that time for CSU after it was punched over the net by Mass. CSU within 2. 9-7 now. Frame again, serving for the Lady Cougars. Mass sets it up for Keeler. Geljanite, the dig. The dump that time by Kirsten Smith, nobody home. And it's a point for CSU, and they've trimmed a 4-point deficit down to 1, 9-8. Frame again on the serve, one of the top in the Peach Belt Conference. Ended the weekend 11th in aces. Keeler on the attack, dug by Geljanite. Smith for Katie Poole, cross court smash. Katie Poole ties the match up in the second set at 9 apiece. Geljanite with 7 kills. Katie Poole has 6. The two of them have outkilled Georgia Regents by themselves, 13-12. Service error for CSU. Megan Frame too strong that time. It's 10-9. It'll be Koch that will serve. Smith will set it up for Swinson. Through the block, dug by DeSilvestre on a dive. Koch from the back line, dug by Merritt. Set up for Poole. Katie Poole off the antenna and out. Poole's attack hit the left antenna, goes out, gives the point to Georgia Regents. It's 11-9 Jaguars. Smith sets it up, Poole with a free ball. Mass, the setup, the attack blocked, dug in the air, and it's not going to go over. CSU earns the point that time after it was blocked back over the net. 11-10. Lady Cougars trailing by 1. Up 1-0. Emily Veman subs in, and she will serve. The set is called for double touching that time. Mishandled by Chandler Mass at the net, and it's even at 11 now. Veman again with the match tied at 11 in the second set. Sets it up. Darling has her attack blocked, and CSU earns the kill. 12-11. CSU in front by a point after the block that time by Tatum and Smith. So Lady Cougars in front, but not for long as they serve one into the net. It's 12-12. So far, Lady Cougars giving a lot of points away off of their own serves. 12 apiece. Barnett will serve for Georgia Regents, and the Lady Cougars called for a rotation error. So Georgia Regents, after trailing by a point, quickly back in front, 13-12. Barnett off the tape that time, and the dig goes over. The attack by Tuttle was dug. Poole will swing, and Katie Poole earns the kill for CSU. Give her 7 in the match. Tuttle trying to kill the opening dig of the point, but it turned into a CSU point on a kill by Katie Poole. It's 13-13. Katie Poole on the serve, on the back line again. CSU earning the ace with the ball on the back line. Georgia Regents again letting it go. And a point for the Lady Cougars, the ace for Katie Poole. She'll try for another one. Mishandled by Darling. Koch will hit it over the net. Geljanite set up, cross court, out wide. Wide right on the cross-court attack that time by Geljanite. 14 apiece. Honigel will come back in, and she'll serve as Keeler sits down. And CSU called for a rotation error again. As the Lady Cougars give away another free point. Poole on the dig that time, and the kill. Smith on the attack that time. It works for CSU. Off the block and down. Lady Cougars within one at 16-15. Taylor Ray subs in, and she will serve for the Lady Cougars. Mass will quick set it for Tuttle. It goes over, and Kirsten Smith on the attack that time. Into the net with her hand, gives the point back to Georgia Regents at 17-15. (17-15). The serve by Darling. The quick set for Megan Frame earns the kill. 17-16. CSU back down to just one as Megan Frame earns that kill. Kirsten Smith on the serve. Mass on cross-court set and the kill for Koch. The cross-court set that time. Set up, Kristen Koch, and the junior crushed it into the back line. 18-16. Tuttle serving with Georgia Regents up 2. The back set for Frame. Coming from the right side, goes cross-court for the kill. Megan Frame now with 5 in 7 chances. (18-17), Georgia Regents in front. They set it up. Koch has her attack blocked, and then it's killed down by Barnett. (19-17). The tap from Katie Poole dug up. Barnett pushes it over the net. Merritt sets it up for Poole. Has it tapped in the air, dug by Koch. Set up. The block is good for CSU. Blocked at the net that time by the Lady Cougars. (19-18), Georgia Regents up by only 1. Frame on the serve. They'll set it up. Keeler off the net, goes over. Smith, back set for Swinson, and that's going to go outside the antenna and over. A point for Georgia Regents. Kristen Koch to serve for Georgia Regents, leading by 2 late in the second. Smith, the set for Poole into the net. Katie Poole with the air, and at 21-18, Casey Cornett's going to use her first timeout of this second set. Lady Cougars trailing in this second set, 21-18, as Georgia Regents tries to even the match at 1 set apiece here on this Saturday afternoon. Fans, the first official student section at Columbus State University is currently forming. The Blue Crew will be the official student representation at CSU athletic events and costs just $10 to become a member. Included in that membership are 2 Blue Crew t-shirts, preferred seating at sporting events, eligibility for promotional giveaways, and a free catered meal during the semester. Stop by the athletic offices in the Lumpkin Center to sign up and follow at BlueCrew_Cougs. BLUCREW_Cougs on Twitter for more information. Lady Cougars open the match with a 25-18 win. In the opening set, it's been a bit more of a struggle for them. In set number 2, they had 17 kills in that first set. They have just 8 of them here in the second set. So it's been a bit of a struggle so far in this second set for the Lady Cougars, and they find themselves down 21-18. Koch serving for Georgia Regents, up 3. Smith sets it up. Poole in the center with the kill. Off the block at the middle of the net and out of bounds. It'll belong to CSU on a side out, trailing 21-19. Swinson will come out, Veman will come in, and Emily will serve for CSU. Mass set for Tuttle, thrown over the net. Smith sets up Katie Poole on the left side. The dig goes over. Smith will set it up for Poole again on the tip. Mass able to get to it. On the third touch, Georgia Regents can't get it over. Fourth touch that time. Point to CSU, and they're within one at 21-20. 2 points in a row, trying to even the match up here in the second set. Strong serve by Veman. CSU is going to get a free one. Merritt sets up Smith for Tatum. Blocked straight up into the air. Barnett on the attack. Merritt with the dive. They'll set up Geljanite, who just pushes it into the back corner. Mass for Keeler, and Keeler with the kill. Mass set up Keeler in the center. And it results in a kill, and Georgia Regents back out to a 2-point margin at 22-20. Barnett on serve. Smith sets it up for Poole. Goes cross court off the block, and Katie Poole with another kill. For Poole, she's up to 9 of them as she closes in on double digits for what would be the 10th time in 11 conference matches. Poole serving for CSU, needing to put a couple of points together. The dump is good. Chandler Mass with the dump that time. CSU can't get it back up in the air. 23-21. And Casey Cornett is going to use her second and final timeout. 23-21, Georgia Regents trying to get back on the right side of things here in this second set. Georgia Regents comes into the day 6-16 overall, 1-10 in conference play. Their lone win in Peach Belt Conference action came earlier this week, back on the 15th. That was Tuesday night. They hosted Georgia College, who CSU defeated yesterday, and they swept the Bobcats. There in Augusta, 3-0, a clean sweep for them. That was their only victory in conference play this season. It snapped a 9-game losing streak in PBC play. They lost last night on the road at Montevallo, so they're trying to get back in the win column today in Peach Belt Conference action. Columbus State leads it, though, 1-0 so far as we work here in the second set. 23-21, Georgia Regents in front. Honigel serving. Smith sets up Geljanite, has it blocked. CSU gets it back in the air. The dump by Kirsten Smith is good again. Kirsten Smith already with 4 kills in the match. Not one that generally registers much in that category, but has 4 of them so far. CSU within a 1, but they need points on consecutive plays. Taylor Ray subs in to serve. Mass, the quick set for Tuttle, and Tuttle puts Georgia College at set point here in the second. 24-22. Georgia College will have 2 set points. Maggie Darling will serve to even the match up at 1. Smith sets up Geljanite, blocked at the net, and Georgia Regents can't get it back over. So CSU holds off 1. They've got to hold off a second, though. They're within 1, 24-23. CSU needs to win this point. Swinson subs in place of Taylor Ray, and Kirsten Smith will serve to keep CSU alive and try to force extra points. Mass sets up Koch, blocked, and will play extra points. Swinson and Frame team up together on that block for CSU, and they're going to play extra points in this second set. 24 all. At this point, first team to lead by 2 takes the set. Smith again the serve. Mass Sets it up. Koch from the left side. Merritt the dig. Smith with the dump again. DeSylvester on the dive. Koch will swing again. This time it's tipped into the air. CSU will get it over on the third touch by Swinson. Mass setting it up for Koch. Tipped. Merritt the dig. Smith sets up Geljanite, and Erica Geljanite with the kill. Geljanite goes cross court, and CSU will have set point after this timeout. Georgia Regents and Sharon Bonaventure using a timeout, and CSU has flipped the script from down 24-22, staring at 2 set points. CSU has run off 3 consecutive points, and they now lead by 1 here in this second set, 25-24. The Lady Cougars are ahead by 1 as they try to take a commanding 2-0 lead before they head into the locker room for the longer 8-minute break in between sets. Columbus State won the opener 25-18. They lead 25-24 as that kill number has been boosted here in the last few points. They're up to 30 kills for the match to just 18 for Georgia Regents so far. So CSU in command so far in the attacking department as they lead at 25-24, getting set for a set point, trying to capture the second set. Out of the timeout, CSU has set point on serve. Kirsten Smith will do the serving for CSU, their top server. Second in the Peach Belt Conference in aces. A perfect time for one right here. Mass will set it up. Tuttle with the swing, and Georgia College fights off a set point. Paige Tuttle with the kill from the right side. Evens us at 25. Now Tuttle will step back and she'll serve. Smith, the set. Geljanite tapped into the air. Barnett hits it over. Geljanite will set up Swinson. Has that blocked. Smith pushes to the back corner. Mass for Koch. Dug by Merritt. Smith for Geljanite. Blocked at the net and goes over. Smith will set it up again for Erica. Erica goes cross court and gets the kill. Long rally exchange between the two sides. And CSU gets the kill, and they've got another set point. 4th set point of this set, 2 per side. Georgia College will have to fight another one off. 26-25, Erica Geljanite will do the serving. Mass sets it up for Barnett. Barnett cross court inside the left sideline. 26-26. So 2 set points fought off apiece. Mass will do the serving. Keeler comes on in place of Honigel for Georgia Regents. Smith for Katie Poole. Poole cross court. And Poole joins Erica Geljanite in double figures in kills. The duo with 10 apiece in 2 sets today. And CSU with another set point. Megan Frame will try to serve for it. 27-26. Mass sets up Koch. Koch dug by Frame. Smith sets up Poole. Poole will bump it over. Mass will set it up for Keeler now. Keeler gets the kill into the back middle. 27-27. 5 set points in this set. Nothing decided. Koch serving at 27 all. Smith for Swinson. Swinson in on the back line. So they continue to alternate points. 6 consecutive points that have been alternated. And the Lady Cougars have a 4th set point in the second set, trying to take a 2-0 lead. Emily Veman subs in place of Swinson, and she'll do the serving. Mass for Darling, blocked, dug up by Mass and over the net. Tatum gets it back over. Mass this time for Darling again. Dug by Poole. A chance for the kill for CSU. Pushed over by Smith and Dog. Koch rolls it from the back. Smith sets it up. Katie Poole blocked. Dug by Merritt. Quick set. Tatum gets it over. CSU mistimed it. Koch will get it again. That's going to be long, and CSU has the second set. 29-27. And on the fourth set point of the second set for CSU, the Lady Cougars finally finish it off. And at 29-27, they have a 2-0 lead here on this Saturday afternoon. Good start to the match for CSU. They're 2 for 2. They have a 2-0 lead as they head to the longer 8-minute break here in the between sets 2 and 3. We'll take the break with them. We'll come back with some of your match numbers from the opening 2 sets, and we'll have your look around the Peach Belt Conference, its schedule and its standings as it stands right now. As we head to break, CSU up 2-0 on Georgia Regents. Stephen Williams back here with you on Cougar Sports TV inside the Lumpkin Center on the campus of Columbus State University. The Lady Cougars off to a 2-0 lead over Georgia Regents University, formerly Augusta State, here in Peach Belt Conference action on this Saturday afternoon. The Lady Cougars take the opening set 25-18 and the second set 29-27. Let's take a look at where things stand as we enter the day in Peach Belt Conference action. Armstrong Atlantic State University still on top of the conference, the only undefeated team in conference play, 9-0 and a perfect 17-0 on the season. They picked up a victory last night against UNC Pembroke in straight sets. Francis Marion, who won in this building in 5 sets, is 8-1 in conference play. Montevallo, who we'll see on Tuesday night, is 7-3 coming into today, and they've moved up into third in the Peach Belt Conference standings after they defeated this Georgia Regents team last night. Flagler lost to Francis Marion last night in conference action, and so with that, the Saints dropped into that 4th spot, and then Columbus State USC Aiken tied at 6-4 in conference play, but the Lady Cougars currently hold the tie-breaking edge on USC Aiken because of a head-to-head victory last month on the road at Aiken. Today, Peach Belt Conference action going on across the board. UNC Pembroke on the road today at Flagler. That match happened earlier today at noon. Francis Marion and Armstrong going head-to-head in a battle of the top 2 Peach Belt Conference teams. That game began at the same time this one did. Georgia College and Montevallo tipping right now from over in Alabama. And then after that UNC Pembroke Flagler game earlier today, Florida Tech was also in town there in St. Augustine. And so UNC Pembroke and Flagler are each going to take their shot at Florida Tech in non-conference action coming up. One of those matches starting right now. Another one coming up later on at 5 o'clock tonight. So a lot of action going on in and around the Peach Belt Conference. Georgia Regents and Columbus State ready to get back on the floor for the 3rd set here from the Lumpkin Center on this Saturday afternoon. Erica Geljanite and Katie Poole leading the way with 10 kills apiece so far for the Lady Cougars, pacing CSU's 33 that they had. And after a slow start to that second set, they finished the set with 16 kills. So they closed it strong and came very close to their number from set number 1. It's Geljanite, Smith, Poole, Swinson, Frame, and Kylie Bobian who will get the start in this 3rd set in place of Caitlin Tatum. Caitlin Merritt will be the libero. On the opposite side for Georgia Regents, it's Barnett, Honigel, along with Tuttle, Mass, Darling, and Koch with the libero, D. Sylvester. Erica Geljanite will serve for CSU, back on the left side of your screen in the navy blue. Georgia Regents on the right side in the white. Geljanite gets us started as CSU goes for the sweep. Tuttle on the attack, lands the first one of the 3rd set, and it puts Georgia Regents quickly in front 1-0. Lady Cougars needed extra points to win the 2nd set, 29-27, but they lead it 2-0. Smith sets it up for Katie Poole, her first attack chance. Dug by Darling. They set it up. Barnett with the kill that time. So 2-0, Georgia Regents in front. It's Tuttle serving for the Jaguars. Smith, the set for Poole. Poole off the net and over. Mass sets up Koch from the left side, off the block and down. 3-0, Georgia Regents off to a quick start out of the locker room. CSU struggled after the long break yesterday. Split the first 2 sets with Georgia College and then fell 25-13 in that 3rd set to put themselves behind the 8 ball. Eventually they dug their way out of it and won in 5 sets though. Smith sets it up. Poole bumps it over. Mass for Koch again. Koch into the net. Didn't make it over. And CSU has its first point at 3-1. Megan Frame will serve as Kylie Bobian steps on for the first time. Merritt steps out. Back set for Koch. This time she'll try the right side. Dug by Frame. Smith sets up Geljanite, who rolls it over. Koch on the tip. Dug by Poole. Back set for Swinson. Off the net. And they're going to say never made it over the net that time. Off the hands of Cheyenne Swinson. And then a fourth touch called against CSU. 4-1. Georgia Regents in front here in this third set. Mass on that serve. Smith sets up Bobian, has her attack blocked. Dug over the net and then hit back over. Swinson on the swing. Blocked and tipped out of bounds for the kill. 4-2. CSU's cut it down to 2. Taylor Ray will sub in and she'll serve. Subs in place of Cheyenne Swinson. They'll set it up for Barnett. Cross court, and the ball will end up in the lap of Casey Cornett on the CSU bench off the hands of Kirsten Smith. The kill for Barnett, who has a couple of them in this set now. Koch for Georgia Regents. They'll set it up for Katie Poole. Katie Poole with the kill. Poole earns that one for CSU. She has 11 now. It's 5-3. Poole will serve. And she's going to get the ace off the net and down for CSU. Poole with the ace and then the error off the serve. Gives the point right back and a side out for Georgia Regents with the Jaguars in front, 6-4. CSU now with 4 service aces and 10 service errors. DeSylvester with the serve. They'll set it up. Poole will push it to the corner. Set up now for Keeler. Dug by Merritt in the back. The setup for Geljanite. High into the air on the dig. DeSylvester will track it down. And Koch will bump it over the net. A free ball for the Lady Cougars. Smith on the attack with the left hand. Earns the kill. Kirsten Smith now with 5 of those. Her career high was on the road at Georgia College in early September. That was 8. She has 5 of them right now. Emily Veman subs in place of Bobian, and Veman serves right into the net. So CSU again, service errors, a bit of a nuisance for them. Keeler out, Honigel in, Veman out, Merritt in. So a sub on both sides. It'll be Honigel that'll serve. Smith sets up Geljanite off the block, and it'll go out of bounds. Erica Geljanite with the kill. Ray will come off. Cheyenne Swinson back in on the front line. Kirsten Smith will serve for CSU. Mass sets up a backline shot for a Koch, and it results in a point for CSU. The Lady Cougars have battled back to tie it up, looking for the clean sweep of the Jaguars here on this Saturday afternoon. Smith again the serve. They set it up for Tuttle, and Tuttle bangs it through the block. And a point for Georgia Regents. It's Darling serving for Georgia Regents now. Smith for Poole from the 10-foot line. Dug by DeSylvester. Quick set for Tuttle. And Paige Tuttle, the middle blocker out of Tampa, sends one home. So after CSU tied it at 7 Georgia Regents with 2 straight. Jaguars by 2. Darling again. The dig goes to the net. Geljanite gets it over on a dive somehow. They set it up for Tuttle again. And the junior has 2 in a row. Actually make it 3 in a row for Tuttle now. 10-7. Poole the dig. They set it up. Geljanite. Kept alive in the air, but it's going to wind up out of bounds, and CSU will earn the point. So the kill that time for Geljanite gives her 11. 11 apiece for Poole and Geljanite to lead the way. Paige Tuttle leading on the opposite side with 9. They jounced at the net for it. It goes over on the CSU side. Poole swings, had it blocked, and then the dig by Poole off the antenna, off the net, and a point for GRU. They've stretched their lead back out to 3. (11-8). Poole will try again, this time for more in the center, and Katie Poole crushes it. 11-9 as Poole notches her 12th. Merritt steps off for a point as Bobian back in on the front line. Megan Frame to serve for CSU. The dig goes over the net, and Cheyenne Swinson ends up with the kill with 2 hands. The sophomore from Draper, Utah. Pounds one over the net. 11-10. Cheyenne now with 5. They'll set it up, and from the back line, the attack goes over the net, and it's good. A kill for Maggie Darling. Hit it right between the arms that time of Cheyenne Swinson. So 12-10 as Merritt steps back on the floor. Megan Frame heads to the bench. Chandler Mass, the serve. Smith sets up Swinson, right side. It's blocked. Merritt sets it up. Katie Poole will roll it over. Into the center. Mass for Koch. Blocked at the net, and Poole can't get to it. 13-10. Georgia Regents in front. They led for much of the second set before CSU ran off 3 straight points when trailing 24-22 and eventually ended up winning the set 29-27. Smith sets up Poole in the center. Blocked and kept alive. Poole will swing again. Mass with the dig. DeSylvester sets up Koch. Koch strong. Georgia Regents asking for the tip. They don't get the call from any referee on the floor. And CSU earns the point. 13-11, the Lady Cougars trail. Taylor Ray will sub in place of Swinson, and Ray will do the serving. They'll set it up. 2 players in the same area, both swing. Darling was the one that got it over. Katie Poole on the attack. Had it blocked, and it's a point for Georgia Regents, 14-11. That time it was Barnett and Keeler that teamed up for the block for the Jaguars. Back in front is Georgia Regents at 14-11. Make it 14-12 as Kristen Koch's serve that time winds up in the net. Two points, Georgia Regents in front. Katie Poole serving. Mass, quick set, tapped over, dug by Smith. They set it up, Poole. Dug by Koch. Barnett from the right side, through the block, and a kill for the sophomore from Marietta. 15-12. So it'll be Catherine DeSylvester serving for the Jaguars. Smith sets up Geljanite, and Geljanite inside the back line. Erica with kill number 13. She's now the game leader. 15-13. CSU back within 2. Emily Veman in as Bobian steps off. Merritt off and Frame in as well. Veman serving. Mass will set it up. Keeler with the tap. Smith the dig. Poole sets it up. Smith will attack. A little role reversal for the Lady Cougars. Katie Poole with the set. Kirsten Smith with the attack and the kill. That draws a laugh out of the Lady Cougar junior. Kirsten Smith with a big smile on her face as she gets her 6th kill. Tuttle on the swing that time, blocked by Smith in Frame, but it goes out of bounds. And Georgia Regents back out in front by 2 at 16-14. Merritt back in as Veman comes off. 16-14, Georgia Regents in front. Keeler out, Honegel in, and it's Honegel that serves. Smith with the backwards tap and the kill. And Kirsten Smith now within 1 of her career high. She has 7. And now she will walk back to the service line. 16-15, CSU trailing by a point. Mass, quick set, Tuttle has it blocked. Tuttle able to get it back over though on a second touch. Geljanite from the left side, tipped in the air, and Koch with the dig. They set up Tuttle again, has it blocked. Frame and Swinson that time on the block for CSU, and they've evened it. 16 apiece. Lady Cougars up 2-0, going for the sweep. And they are tied in the 3rd set now, 16-16. Smith again the serve. Mass for Tuttle. And the attack by Tuttle. Out wide right. And we've got a timeout, Georgia Regents. 17-16, CSU has scored 3 times in a row, and they lead now by a point. They trailed at 16-14, but 3 straight have pushed them back in front. Fans, CSU Athletics needs your support. Columbus State is challenging Cougar Nation to help us reach 2,000 likes on the official Facebook page. Here's how you can help. Go online at home or on your mobile device and search for Columbus State University Athletics. Click the like button and help us continue that climb towards 2,000. In addition to Facebook, you can also connect with Columbus State on Instagram, as Columbus State is covering all the social media platforms. Keep up with CSU Athletics through photos by following at CSU Cougars on Instagram. Lady Cougars going for the sweep. Won the opening 2 sets. (25-18) and 29-27. Leading 17-16. Now here in set number 3. Kirsten Smith on the serve for CSU. They'll set it up for Tuttle, and Tuttle is blocked. Geljanite and Frame on the block for CSU. Their 7th of the match, and Megan Frame with 4 more blocks. 18-16, CSU surging forward, 4 straight points for the Lady Cougars. Tuttle on the attack, dug by Merritt. Smith, a back set for Swinson, and Cheyenne's attack lands in the net, and it pulls Georgia Regents back within 1. 18-17. CSU leading by a point in the 3rd set. Darling the serve. Smith for Frame coming around the right side. Hit that one long. CSU asking for the tip. And they do get the point off the tip. So Megan Frame earns the kill for the freshman. That's her 6th. Hitting .444 now. Geljanite serving up 2. Mass for Koch. Cross court. Off the body of Geljanite. 19-18. Lady Cougars still ahead, but only by 1 now. Paige Tuttle to serve, her side trailing by 1. The dig ends up in the net. Katie Poole ends up swinging with it. And Katie Poole with the kill. 13 now for the junior from Rowlett, Texas. Merritt out. Kylie Bobian steps in. Megan Frame serving at 20-18. Koch, the rollover. Swinson got it back in the air. Poole will swing again. Long that time, about 1.5 feet long in the back right corner. And it's back to a 1-point set. CSU up 2-0, leading 20-19 in the third. Chandler Mass serving for Georgia Regents. Smith sets up Swinson. Swinson with the high roll. Koch swings with it, and the block ends up wide. Tied at 20 now. CSU had the block in place, but it ended up wide right, and we're knotted up. Another close set as we were in the second. Mass again serves. Smith this time for Poole. Poole with the roll into the center. The dig at the net kept alive by Mass and hit over. Poole will swing again, and Katie Poole skies into the air for the kill. Her 14th, as she's now the game leader. 21-20. Swinson out, Taylor Ray in, and it's Ray that will serve. Koch will have to set it up this time. Darling with the attack. And it's blocked that time. Bobian and Smith on the block for CSU, their 8th of the match. And it's a 2-point set, and CSU 3 points away from a clean sweep. Ray again on serve. The dig again right at the net. The set goes over, and Kirsten Smith with another kill. Kirsten Smith with 8 of those now. And it's 23-20. CSU in front by 3 and 2 points away from the match as Sharon Bonaventure takes a timeout for Georgia Regents as the Lady Cougars close in on their 15th victory of the season and their 4th in a row. We hit the air again on Tuesday night as Montevallo is in here, but following Tuesday night's volleyball match, it is Cougar Madness inside the Lumpkin Center. Jonathan Norton's Lady Cougars and Robert Moore's men will hit the floors for the first time for the basketball kickoff. Cougar Madness inside the Lumpkin Center, a live DJ, a three-point contest, a dunk contest, a student versus faculty basketball game. Plenty of live entertainment for you here inside the Lumpkin Center, scheduled tentatively for 9, but it will get started immediately following the volleyball match, whatever time that may be. So make sure that you are here with us inside the Lumpkin Center as we kick off the basketball season on Tuesday night. Taylor Ray will serve. CSU 2 points away from winning the match, 23-20. Mass will set it up. Barnett in the center on the line on the right side. 23-21. Barnett with the kill. That's her 7th. Sub coming on for Georgia Regents. Darling will come out. And Kayla Baptiste, the first time we've seen her in the match. The sophomore from Bloomington, Illinois, subs into the front line. Smith sets up Poole in the center, and Katie Poole sets up a match point. CSU has 3 match points now. 24-21. The Lady Cougars lead it. Katie Poole serving for the match, and that won't do it. 24-22 after Poole serves it right into the net. So they'll have to do it off a Georgia Regents serve. Catherine DeSylvester will be the one serving for the Jaguars at 24-22. Smith sets it up. Merritt will hit a free ball. DeSylvester to Mass. Tuttle from the right side, tipped in the air, and a point for Georgia Regents, and they've fought off a second match point. They've got to fight off a third to keep this one going. Otherwise, we're playing extra points. Casey Cornetton says, let's get this one right now. DeSylvester again. Smith sets up Erica Geljanite, blocked, but CSU with the dig. Kirsten Smith with the attack, the kill, and the match. Kirsten Smith with her 9th kill of the match sets her new career high, and it's 25-23. Columbus State ends it and records the sweep as they win 25-18, 29-27, and 25-23. The Lady Cougars with the clean sweep of Georgia Regents here on this Saturday afternoon. The Lady Cougars get their 4th consecutive win. They're now 15-7 overall and 7-4 in Peach Belt Conference play as they continue to try to climb up the Peach Belt Conference standings. On the opposite side for Georgia Regents, the struggle continues for the Jaguars as they fall to 6-17 overall and 1-11 inside Peach Belt Conference play. It wasn't easy for the Lady Cougars, but it was a clean sweep. The clean sweep for the Lady Cougars is much welcomed. And Casey Cornett on her way over here, and I'm sure that she will echo those sentiments as the Lady Cougars finish off the sweep for a 4th straight victory and finally avoid playing 5 sets for the first time in 5 matches. Lady Cougar head coach Casey Cornett, I guess it feels nice to get out of here in 3.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's like we should have gone to 5 no matter what because that's what we're used to. But no, it's really, really nice to see more consistency. You know, the ironic thing about this match is that Augusta, or Georgia Region, when they played Georgia College, you know, they beat them in 3. Yet we went to 5 with Georgia College and beat Augusta in 3. So it's just a crazy dynamic, and it was nuts.
You go back to the same personnel that had success late last night. Is that something that's just for this weekend that you found, or something maybe that you go with going forward?
No, you know, we may end up using this going on forward. It also depends on just the lineup of who we play next. You know, again, the nice thing about having a 6-2 versus a 5-1 is 6-2, you have 3 hitters up no matter what. And this one, what's nice is KK is such an offensive player that, you know, when she's front row, we don't really see a weakness there. She can go up and pound a ball herself. You know, she's a very tall setter that can go up and attack. So this may be something that we move forward to. It may be something where we maybe need to go back to the 6-2. It just depends.
She gets 9 of them tonight. How much is that something that you want her to do on a continual basis?
That's the reason I recruit her. I mean, you don't recruit a 6'1" player to not have her attack the ball. And the fact that she can go up and swing right-handed or left-handed, I mean, that's really what I've been waiting for KK to do all season long, is to go up there and really use that offensive aspect to, you know, to her benefit and her advantage, and she did. And I mean, it shows on her stats tonight. So
you come back on Tuesday, Montevallo, a team you went down there. You had a tough matchup. What did that first matchup with them look like?
You know, we were still, I mean, that was really, really early on. We were still trying to figure out some things. Clearly, we're still trying to figure out some things. But hopefully when we see them this time, we'll be a lot more consistent and just be able to kind of play our game. And I think if we play our game, we shouldn't have any problems beating them. It may still be another 5-set match, but hopefully it'll be a 5-set match that, you know, ends up in our favor.
Well, 4 wins in a row for you. Congratulations. We'll talk to you on Tuesday.
Thank you.
Lady Cougar head coach Casey Cornett, as we wrap things up from the Lumpkin Center, they win it in straight sets here over Georgia Regents on this Saturday afternoon as they close out a perfect weekend here for Lady Cougar volleyball today. 25-18, 29-27, 25-23. Some of your final numbers here from the Lumpkin Center. Katie Poole, 15 kills, leads the way. Erica Geljanite with 13, and it was a career-high 9 for Kirsten Smith on the afternoon. On the opposite side, Paige Tuttle and Kristen Koch with 11 and 10 respectively for the Jaguars of Georgia Regents. Nobody in double figures digs-wise for CSU outside of Caitlin Merritt today, so no double-doubles. The first time that's that's happened in a while for CSU, but they'll take it nonetheless. They get out of here in 3 sets, and they pick up a 4th straight victory. The Lady Cougars are 15-7 on the season and 7-4 in Peach Belt Conference action. We're back here on Tuesday night, 7 o'clock the start time from the Lumpkin Center. Montevallo in here as the Lady Cougars try to avenge one of their 4 losses in Peach Belt Conference play. We hope to see you then. We'll take the air just before 7. Cougar Madness will follow just after that as we kick off the Lady Cougar and Cougar basketball season. We're glad you were with us today on Cougar Sports TV, wherever you may have been. For everyone at Columbus State University and Cougar Sports TV, this is Stephen Williams saying so long from Columbus, Georgia.